The good ride, because pros can ride anything. We can't. So this is the good ride review of the 2019 Adidas Tactical ADV. And I was just riding it, and this is a boot I'm so familiar with and I've used pretty much all year. I've been using the 18 almost all season, exclusively, only occasionally riding the Xera, and then when I demo other boots, I try those, but then I go back to my trusty tactical ADVs. And I just love these boots. There's not much difference between this year and last year. They basically just added colors that I actually really like, this black and this tan. And I thought, since it's a sunny, beautiful spring day, instead of doing an on-studio review and an on-snow review, we're just gonna do a twofer like it did in the other boots. These are 9s. I normally ride 8.5s. So I kind of put this in the heel cup to get me closer to the 8.5. And when it comes to like fit and sizing, I'm a true 9 on the Braddock scale with an D bordering on double E in width. And these 9s are just a half size too big for me. So Adidas runs a little big, kind of like K2 and a few others. They seem to, you seem to need to size down a little bit, which is good, because with a reduced footprint and sizing down, I mean, it's just so small, it's tiny, and it's a really good thing. But I would say these boots, I have no problem with my width foot. And I think even if you run an E, maybe even closer to a double E, you can fit into these. If you're super wide, then you probably want the Super Pro, and that's a little bit wider in the toe. But the rest of the boots, like the Samba, the Xera, and this Tactical ADV, have a similar width across here that runs on the wider side of the entire boot spectrum of boots that I've tried. So if you're a wide foot, this is definitely something to consider. So I love that. The traditional lace for me, I know a lot of people aren't that into it, but I really love it, and it really works well. And I think it's just, I love having the ability to kind of tie any kind of knot I want and make it work for the upper and the lower. And I don't feel it's that much slower than, double boa in this, because if you can get it right, you get it done right, you're not doing it again. But some people fear traditional lacing, and if you do, then you have the Adidas Response, which has boa, but it doesn't have, the energy boost. Well, let's take a look inside here. You can kind of see it's got a pretty stiff tongue. Your typical harness inside, just nice, well-constructed boot. You've got an amazing liner. The comfort in this liner is so cool. These insoles, you could just toss them. I strongly suggest getting some aftermarket insoles like Footprint insole technology, or going with like something really cool like a Insole custom orthotic. If you have a lot of extra cash, that's like a couple $100, $200, $300, $400, something like that. Where Footprint's like 40, and they'll heat mold to your feet, and it'll make this, this ride a little better. But this liner is super comfortable, and I just love how it fits. It's just nice and plush inside, and it just feels super comfortable. You can kind of see the J bars right here that really help with heel hold. For me, I never have issues with, my heel rising, but for some, you might have to do some extra fitting, getting some extra J bars or some extra, stuff you can kind of stick inside here to kind of tighten it up around the ankle if you need to. But I feel like it pulls pretty good and tightens pretty good there. My one complaint with these liners is just the Velcro. You can see there's just a little bit of Velcro. And as you can see here, I would call myself even featured, but my calves might be a touch on the larger side. They're not massive, I'm not pop-eyed out, but they are a little bigger, and it takes a little work to get these to stick perfectly. And I've noticed that at the end of the season, my Velcro on my right started coming loose a little bit, but it's not a deal breaker, but it's like 80 days later, you know. So I wish they did more with this seal up here. I wish they put a little strap across the front to just hold it in place along with this Velcro. Or I wish they just had more Velcro coming all the way around so it has a much stronger kind of sticky thing going on. So that's one little complaint. The other part, comfort-wise, that sometimes bothers me is, and other readers have complained about with most of the Adidas boots, is the tongue. When you flex forward, this part pushes down and it hits the roof of your foot, and for some, you might break in the boot. For others, the boot might break you. So you want to be careful with that. What I found with my other tactical ADVs that I own, I went through and just slowly started pushing and bending this tongue till it got soft, and then kept this top part stiff, and it really helped. But that's not a guarantee that it's going to work for you. And one thing that I really like is with these boots is the flex retention. They've got an amazing response to them. Something about this Energy Boost sole is like amazing. It gives the most shock absorption in the industry, but it also has a nice energy and return edge to edge. So when you're looking for response, these are like a 6 out of 10 on Adidas's site in terms of like stiffness, flex, response, feel, that kind of thing. But I'd say they're probably more like a 7.5, like if I were to say so. And I love this kind of like mid to upper mid stiffness, and I feel like they do a great job response-wise. They also do a great job with flex retention and keeping that response where it is for almost the whole year. I didn't notice any difference between these boots and my old tactical ADVs that I've been riding all season. These only felt just a touch more responsive and a touch newer, and I really didn't see the boots break down. You've got this articulating cuff here, you've got this amazing rubber spine here, and and then along with this pretty sturdy tongue, that's good and bad. Good for retaining its flex, bad for how it presses down on a forward flex on the roof of your foot. But overall, the flex retention of this boot and the longevity of this boot is amazing, and that's one of the reasons why it's a good ride favorite. You've also got amazing traction here. It's maybe not the best. I kind of think I almost like the response when it comes to traction with that Continental rubber, but you've got rubber everywhere you need it. You've got these nice spikes. They're great to hike in, especially in soft snow, and they grip in ice, and they're soft and they're grippy, and it's real rubber, and it's lasted me all season, no problem. It looks a little like it, in pictures it might even look a little cheap, but it's actually not. Like this, it kind of looks like somebody slapped some rubber on a cooler, those styrofoam coolers, but in person you're like, oh man, this shit looks good. This looks really good, and it looks well built, and it's very sturdy, and this Energy Boost is amazing. It's just, I feel like it's adding life to my snowboarding career because it's so soft and shock absorbent, but yet still springy and responsive. It's that nice balance between the two, and I think this is the best shock absorption in the business. Now, if you want BOA, yeah, you have to trade up this Energy Boost sole for BOA lacing with the response, and you get about the same flex. Both felt really comfortable. I think they're both great boots. I just like the construction, the fit, the feel, and just the overall, board boot binding integration with this Energy Boost tactical ADV. But that response is really close, and a really good boot if you're looking to get something that is double BOA double BOA kind of thing. And on and off, yeah, it's not that quick on and off, but I don't really care. I actually like just putting my foot out on the car and stretching my hamstring and tying my boot because I'm sore from riding all season, and I love it. So all in all, Great job again. The only two complaints I have are this, you know, this downward pressure and the Velcro on, you know, the liner. But these are very heat moldable, very doable liners that can fit a wide variety of feet. I just keep using my daughter's like wording. I have a 5-year-old daughter, and some of the things she says just sticks in my head, and lately I've just been screwing up. But anyways, all in all, it's a really well-made boot. If you ride a lot or want a very shock absorbent, very good boot that'll last you a long time, then you have the tactical ADVs. And you know, if you're adventurous, just work on this. Try to, you know, loosen it up, get it soft, and you might have a great boot. So there you have it. That's the Adidas Tactical ADV review from the Good Ride for 2019. And just still a lot of love on this end, and it'll probably be the boot I'm riding all year next year too.